Welcome back. The spiritual leader of One Love Family, Sadhguru Maharaji, in a recent interview said that women must not lead. They are to play secondary roles. He also said that the cause of confusion in Liberia is because a woman is the president. That women may vie for other positions, but governorship and presidency should be a no-go area. Do you agree? What are your thoughts on what Guru Maharaji said? It's your view. Let it count. You can call us on 070-8066-8014, or you could tweet to us at YOURVIEW TVC. Let me start with...
I'm not starting. I just want to ask a question. Sadhguru Maharaj, which religion does he practice again?
His own religion, I don't know what.
Because he was quoting the Bible, he was quoting the Quran. Go ahead.
He has his own religion, but go ahead.
For me, I would say I think someone is trying to take us back to the 15th century. But wait, even during the 15th century, we still had Queen Victoria. Right? So as of then, we still had people in power. So I absolutely disagree with him. I think when a woman steps up to power, it is about her. But then we also have a list of top women leaders who have done so well in their countries. We have do I go on with the list?
I mean,
go ahead.
We have Yingluck Shinawatra, Prime Minister of Thailand. We have Ellen Sirleaf of Liberia. Yes, we have Switzerland. Switzerland, as of when I checked, already has 2 female presidents, and they are doing so well. And you also have Queen Elizabeth, of course, and then Argentina and Brazil. There's just way too many countries that have female presidents, and they're doing pretty good. I can't say officially for Brazil.
Well, he picked on
Liberia,
saying that there's confusion in Liberia because of the female president. What do you think about this, Uwa? Let me come to Uwa first. Why you go to Jumoke?
I think you should go to Jumoke.
Now,
the guy, I'm lost with that man.
Because he quoted the Bible, I may want to agree with him a little that our religious books will say that the woman should stay at home and listen to her husband.
That's not what my own Bible tells me.
That's what I read in my own
that's
Bible.
Not what I read
but then again, that's the Old Testament. In the New Testament, they don't say that women should not aspire to great things. They're just saying that there should be order in the church, and that's how it's dictated. Now, going back to his speech, now, Sirleaf in Liberia, I'm going to pick on the health sector, for instance. We saw Ebola come into the West Coast early last year, and she was on a trip when something happened. She went into her country, closed all her borders. And today, they only have how many Ebola victims left in Liberia? We should applaud her for that. She's a woman who is in her 70s, who has done great things for her country in the health sector, in the educational sector. But they lost a lot of
lives, though. They lost a lot of lives. I think they actually have the most casualties on this Ebola matter.
Yes, they did, because it came from them. It came from... imagine that Ebola entered Nigeria, one of our states that do bushmeat first before it came to Lagos or Abuja. What do you think would have happened?
And you had no idea how to curtail it. It just happened, and you're just going on through experiments and symptoms. What is this? How do we curtail this and stuff? So it's only normal that when it ravages a state first, they should have the highest number of casualties.
But we didn't have that in Lagos State, with all due respect.
Thank God.
We didn't have that. We came to Lagos State, our action governor was in charge.
Okay.
Yes. All right.
Murayo, I want to put this thing in another light, because you see, when you hear a lot of presidential rallies and campaigns going on, they'll tell you that gender equality, they'll create 35% whatever for the women, so that the women can participate in government actively. So they ensure that 35% of government positions are held by women. And I'm saying that, you see, all this gender equality thing, for me, I think is trash. Most times, we should look out for people that are competent. The question should not be whether the person is a man or the person is a woman. The question is the person capable and competent enough to handle that position? Then we should not hand over those positions to those people. Okay, so I don't even know where I stand with this man's analogy. Okay, but what I am saying is that women that are not competent do not deserve to be in
so also as men. So also as men.
But
right, very good. One second, Sanzi. Now, this Guru Maharaj is talking. Is it possible that he's saying something a lot of men actually believe?
Of course he is.
A lot of men actually believe this, and this our gender equality thing is something in our own female heads. Men out there, this society is a male chauvinist society, and actually they don't really believe that we should be taking that position, because today, how many women governors we have in Nigeria? Can you count?
How many do we have?
How many have actually, how many of the women have come out for presidential campaign? How many has more than one vote?
Have you even, you've not
so the point is that, is it saying what we actually really believe, what our male counterparts in this country believe, or we're just acting as if we don't believe what this man is saying?
It's an African thing.
I think
it's a mindset.
is.
Sorry, Sanzi. It's a mindset because they feel that the place of a woman is in the kitchen. So that's why I'm saying that even women should stop accepting that gender inequality, let us whatever. Don't do that. If you're competent, you're competent. We went to a conference.
But they don't give you a chance now.
How
would you now?
Hold on. We went to a conference. Remember, Mariah went to a conference last year. And the woman was talking. She's an architect. And she said that she made sure that every year they kept on saying that bring, you know, the way you quote for bills and all that. She didn't have the complete documentation until the year that she had everything complete. She submitted her proposal and she was called upon for the job. She got the job. Do you know when she got there, the man said, Obirini. He said, huh? The supervisor said, of course she's a woman, but did you not see her credentials? Did you not see that she's qualified for the job? So now, it is beyond saying that women need to, because what is happening in Nigeria, what they are saying, because they say that there's a 35% quota that women need to occupy, they just look for women and just put them there.
Okay, hang in there.
Look for people that are competent.
Point taken. But you know that woman that got all those credentials, her male counterpart doesn't have to go through that to get that position.
Who told
do you know
that?
A lot of men don't have to go through that.
Who told you?
I agree.
Work extra.
Who told you that?
I
to
do
prove
agree.
ourselves all the time to be able to get those positions.
And you
might
feel
just say, well, boy, come.
We
You know,
have
they
to
have
work
this
10
male.
times
Yes,
harder.
Hold on.
Hold on.
Now, the interesting thing is, I do agree that you have to work 10 times harder. But even if you work 10 times harder, eventually when you get that job, you still get paid less than ideal man would have been paid when you get that job.
I don't agree.
I think that happens.
Nope. Okay. When I get a job, I get paid the same amount of money my counterparts will get. But guess what?
What?
Bring the issue back to Nigeria.
Okay.
As this man really lied. Can we count how many female politicians have really made impacts? The ones that have been given a chance.
This is what...
Let me take this call. Ohema, are you there?
I'm Lawrence Ohema from Alagado.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
Very well. Go ahead, please.
Because you said on the topic you have there, Guru Maharaj says women cannot be in government. Is that so?
Yes.
And women cannot be governors or presidents.
Yeah.
Guru Maharaj was citing 1 Timothy chapter 2 verse 8 to 10, where he says that women should keep silence. But that word was in the area of the church.
Yes.
Not for the area of governance.
Yes.
So women are highly educated by men. And so women are intelligent more than men too. If a woman becomes a president, it's nothing bad. Let him not say that it's because of Liberian president being a president, makes Ebola to be there. Okay. He's a liar on that issue.
All right, thank you so much.
And you know, one more thing.
Sorry.
What did she ask? What did you ask?
But I asked a question now that the women, the female House of Reps, Senate, commissioners, name them.
Sorry, now this is where the issue.
You know I love that woman.
Okay, yes. Okojo Iwealanko, Odua Nko.
She was your friend now.
Look.
I called yes.
Stella Odua actually, see, let me say something.
Hell, Mariah, don't even start. Let me not disgrace you with all those airports that are leaking water now.
Okay, now this is what I think. Hold on, ladies.
Let her finish her work. She got fired, remember? She was working, fixing our airports, and she got fired. Abike, God bless you. Abike Dare is working. She's definitely working. Where she's on her committee for Nigerians in diaspora.
What I want to tell Jumoke, because she's the one that kept insisting there's a female presidency candidate. I have listened.
Excuse me. Don't go there.
I should go there because you know what?
We
should focus on. Is she confident? Because yesterday I watched the vice presidential
Debate.
Okay, let me take it, Labake. Oh, our female president, Abi.
I will punch this woman.
Labake, are you there?
Yeah.
Please don't.
Are you there? Please go ahead.
Yeah, please, can you ignore Bros Guru Maharaj, or what's his name?
Yes.
When you talk about women in the Bible, what happens to Deborah?
Thank you.
She's judge. She's a judge in Israel. So what are you saying? We can be president and we can be whatever we want to be. God has put us there and He has empowered us to be whatever He has created us to be. So we shouldn't take the second lap or whatever the. God bless you.
Yeah.
This is what I think. Sorry. This is what I think. I think the reason a lot of women are put into power and then we go and say, what did they do and this is because this is just me thinking that when these women are put into power, they look for people who are easily submissive, who can be turned to and fro by every wind of doctrine by the male counterparts or the male people who are pushing them up. I think if you go for a woman who has standards, who is grounded, who knows what she wants, when you put that woman in office, she will definitely achieve what she's there to do.
That point. Don't say that when they put a woman there. If a woman wants to run for presidency, she will be the one to put herself there.
She's running.
She needs to work hard to get to that position.
That's tough. Even the person that is there today did not put himself there. Somebody put him there. So don't think just get there.
Don't think that.
Because women have this.
No, Mariah, women have this mindset that they have to hand it over to you. Nobody will hand over anything to you. Somebody asked a question at a forum where Governor Fashola was, and the person was saying that when will you people allow female people to become governor? The man said, we will allow. It is you. If you are ready, prepare yourself and go to the governorship and see if you will not win it.
Okay, I will take this call from
There's
Fela.
a woman
But
there.
while Fela is talking, I want to ask you, if Abikeda really had run for governor, would you have voted for her?
Of course I would have.
Let me take Fela's call.
Hello, good morning.
Yes,
my
good
name
morning.
is not Fela. My name is Chola.
Shola, please go ahead. Don't apologize.
Akujameta.
Yes.
Please reserve questions for Tokwe when she comes back. Please help me ask her. If she ends up becoming one of the nominee, one of the commissioner in APC, will she be coming to work as expected? Sister Ua, thank you so much for your contribution. Though very hot at times, but it's okay. And my sister, Sansi. Anyway, you know, Sister Ua told you one time that one day when you enter that queue, we'll see more of this impure character displayed. Thank you.
Okay, Shola, we only have about 5 seconds left. So.
Okay, we have to run.
I know if it's my turn, it will be cut off. But meanwhile, this thing is with the men.
Yeah.
It's not with the women. And that is a stigma. For me, I believe that this woman president is one of the yardsticks that needs to be put at bay for the women to check. Nobody is talking about this woman. She's the only woman president. You are not encouraging her. It's even a kind of, a thing on other people who want to participate in politics, either in governance. You are promoting the Buhari and the what's his name? The Jonathan, our president. You understand? But you as a woman, hold it. You as a woman have never discussed this woman on this table. So one day, for us to even know that she has a support, bring her on this desk.
She cancelled on both occasions. She cancelled. I have to go because I'm running out.
Can I say something?
No, you can't say. Tweet.
Taufik says women ego is reason why it's not good for women to be leaders. Akin Oke says
That's wrong.
Father Osiola Oluwa says, I disagree with Mr. Guru Maharaji. Women are actually a stabilizing factor in politics, save for some bad eggs, which in general is human. Alex, last one, says, I love seeing women in power, but Morayo, here in Nigeria, I don't think they can handle the government and the presidential seat.
On that note, we end Hot Topics. When we come back, we have Mr. Dele Alake in the building. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. The general elections are about a week away, right? About a week. Yeah. And political campaigns and rallies have become more heated, with different parties and candidates taking personal swipes at each other. Political analysts and observers have expressed worry over the unprecedented war of words, verbal assault, and character assassination as expressed by politicians vying for the office. What are the ideals and standards for political campaigns should conform to? Joining us to shed more light on this is the Director of the Strategic Communication for Buhari Campaign Organization. That's Mr. Dele Alake. Welcome to the show, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Right, recently we read in the papers today that the Buhari's campaign are going to sue, or trying to sue AIT, the stations, for allowing these negative play of all these campaigns we've been reading on AIT, especially on both channels, stations. Why?
Not negative, but lies.
Lies. That is inciting.
Yeah, that's it. If they were negative but true, it will be a different kettle of fish. But they're all lies. And that's why, we need to sue for libel.
Why has this taken, why do we have to have this war of words with politicians? We've been
Actually, the issue in my very first press statement, which I issued and was published widely, focused on issue-based campaign. And I did say, or set the agenda for the APC, that we were going to engage in issue-based campaign. We were not going to degenerate into abuse hauling, mudslinging, personal attacks and stuff like that. That would come about because the PDP, the other party, our contestant, really has no answers to the critical issues affecting the generality of Nigerians. Issues of infrastructure, power, social services, health, education, corruption, the morass in which Nigeria has become immersed. The PDP, the ruling party, really has no answers. And when you don't have answers to the germane issues, you really have no clue at all. You resort into abuses and personal attacks. That's what's happening.
I heard one of President Jonathan's speeches, and he said that change is relative. That change, you can change from a BMW to an Okada. It's change. I mean, I heard him say that, and I was like, okay. So according to, he's trying to say, what kind of change is APC promising?
Yeah, well, you also know that that's very pedestrian, even coming from that high office is really rather simplistic analysis or analogy of the really critical issues. What we are talking about is how to put food on the table of the average Nigerian, how to ensure constant electricity supply. Electricity supply or discovery has been the most important discovery in the last 1,000 years. And there's no nation that can really subscribe to development or progress without constant electricity. We haven't gotten it right. And 16 years after PDP got to the saddle at the helm of affairs in this country, and billions of dollars down the drain, we are now generating less than what we were generating before the billions were spent since 1999. These are the serious issues that should be on the front burner of public discourse, and not where did he, how did he sleep last night and stuff like that.
You just said 16 years down the line of PDP. Now, the APC that we know has a lot of decampees from the PDP.
Right.
So how much change is the APC bringing if they're bringing
the
people who have failed?
Very, very nice question. Very good one. And I will explain. Let me tell you something about leadership. Leadership is by symbolism. Now, a leader, let's take the home front, the family unit, which is the microcosm of the society as a whole. Now, when the head of the family is indisciplined, there is no way it's going to impact discipline or inculcate the moral values in the children. So, leadership at home, in the office, in the society, in government, at any institution whatsoever, is by symbolism. If the chief executive of your company comes late to work, be very sure the subordinates will take a cue. So therefore, if the leadership, as the leadership of the APC, is an embodiment of discipline, self-discipline, asceticism, and transparency, honesty, credibility, everybody acknowledges that in Nigeria. whoever comes into the fold of APC is going to take that cue, the right symbols, the right cues that are sent out by the leadership.
Yes.
You will imbibe it. So that's not a problem at all.
Yes.
Now, I was reading a statistics that reported that since the advent of democracy in Nigeria, that no government has delivered up to 50% of what they had promised, which as of right now, we're getting different promises of 20,000 megawatts, free meal, job provision, and lots of other things. What are the chances that are we in for another long list of Christmas lists?
Not at all. I would agree with you if you restrict that view or that assertion to the federal government. That has not been the experience in some of the states,
no, but hold
especially the states controlled by the APC. In Lagos State, for example, which has become the cynosure of eyes in Nigeria and in West Africa and in the entire black world. In 1999, when civilian dispensation came into Lagos State, certain promises were made. By 2007, when the Tinubu government was handing over, more than 75% of the promises were kept. Don't also forget, governance is business as a continuum. It does not stop, it does not end. Now, most of the things that the current dispensation in Lagos State have been receiving credits and accolades for were also initiated during the Tinubu administration. I was part and parcel of that government for 8 years. I was the Commissioner for Information and Strategy for that government for 8 years. So I was in the Executive Council of that government, and I took part in the conceptualization and execution of those policies. And I know that there is no way that you can't have a single government completing all projects because there is a gestation period when you conceptualize, you have to factor in the resources, then there are other things in terms of monitoring of execution.
Is that not what the Jonathan administration is
asking
for now? That this is gestation period. Give us more time
to
finish our work.
Please, there are certain things. We call some things low-hanging fruit when you get into government.
Yes.
You have to give your plans must be segmented. True. The immediate, short term, the medium term, and the long term.
Yes.
For the long term, you can plead for time. But for the immediate term, for the short term, you cannot plead for time, for time, because the impact of your government must be felt through the low-hanging fruits. Within the first 100 days, within the first 1 year, within the first 2 years, you must have planned. It is only when you don't plan and you just waltz into office and you start cherry picking that you start pleading for time. Now, I did say, not necessarily Jonathan, I said the PDP has been in governance for 16 years. I attended as an editor. I attended the press conference given by General Obasanjo when he wanted to contest for the presidency in 1998. And after he became the president designate, he also gave a press conference, outlaid his plans. And electricity generation was
number one.
Number one. And he said he was going to tackle that. That's a PDP government. And he made efforts. He poured in money and all that. But 16 years down the line, with the same party in control of government, we still are generating less than what we were generating in 1999, after more than $50 billion.
I want to pick on electricity, because in the papers today it was reported that APC is promising 20,000 megawatts.
It's very simple.
Hold on.
Very simple.
Then PDP, because I watched that vice presidential debate, and they said that in 4 years they've been able to generate about 4,000 megawatts of electricity. So if they're saying how feasible, because is it possible that we see a blueprint of where you're going? And YK is also asking the similar question, that if you people are saying that PDP government 16 years, Obasanjo was part of that 16 years.
Of course.
And yet, we see, she is saying that APC keeps going to Obasanjo, you know, because he is also part of that 16 years that he's failed electricity.
Now. Let's go back to 20,000 megawatts first.
On the Obasanjo issue, Obasanjo has seen the light.
Okay.
So there's nothing wrong. Saul became Paul in the Bible. So there's really nothing wrong. So there's absolutely nothing wrong there. Even those, to refer to your question, the issue about PDP decampees is the same principle. They've seen the light.
Okay, what about the megawatts?
Now, the megawatts, I said, is very simple. In 1999, when we came into office, the very first thing we attempted to do was to pour in 90 megawatts of electricity, inject it into the grid, and dedicate it to Lagos State. And then free the heavy consumers, the industries, the factories, the manufacturers, free them off the domestic consumers so that there will be a marginal increase in domestic consumption and supply. What happened? Because of the convoluted federal structure that you have in Nigeria, it didn't happen. Of course, it took us about 4 years to do that. However, if we controlled the levers of federal authority, then we'll be able to facilitate those things. The institutional blockages put in our way will not be there. Right. We were the ones that fought for the enthronement of this democracy. Yes.
I remember.
So, you remember?
Yeah.
So those institutional obstacles will not be there. So in 18 months, we will put in more than 10,000 megawatts of electricity in this country.
We have to hold them.
And it's very simple. Governance is no rocket science.
Thank you.
All you need is a social conscience. That's all you need.
I have to take a break. I'm enjoying this conversation. But let's just take a quick break. Come on, we have to pay the bills. Let's take a break. When we come back, more of Mr. Alake here. We'll be right back. Thank you for staying on. You have a tweet?
2 quick questions.
Okay.
One is insecurity. Coming back to issues, the presidential candidate of APC is saying that in 2 months they will curb the insurgency in Nigeria. Well, before he becomes president in May, lots more people would have been killed. I say, why can't we share whatever secrets or blueprints that he has to solve this with the president's government? Secondly, now this was a military dictator 31 years back. Now, because he has removed his khaki into wearing agbada, does he mean that he has also shelved his military mentality? Because democracy is different.
Yes.
Look, very easy. I did say before the close of that segment that governance is not rocket science.
Thank you.
All you need is to have the social conscience with you. If you have it about you, you are going to rule, lead, let me say, justifiably and justiceably, and in truth and in honor. Look, the point is this. I did say leadership is very critical in any society. Followership has its own role to play, but leadership is most critical because leadership pilots the society and points at the direction that the society to take. When you have a leadership that is lacking in knowledge, in vision, and in courage, those 3 critical attributes, there's no way for that society to go but down. And that's what we're having in Nigeria. Now, specifically to your question, it's not for lack of attempt to share ideas with this current government. The major obstacle has been its implementation. Nigeria has never lacked plans. We've been always longish on plans, but very, very abysmally short on implementation and execution because of the attitudinal disposition of those charged with executing these plans and programs.
Let's
So that's the point.
Just a very quick question about war of words going on. Personally, I find that very irritating that I pick up the papers and they're saying, oh, no, you are fit as a fiddle. No, you are not as fit as a fiddle. Is this meant to be what we see during campaigns?
I did say that that's not our own forte. That's not our own focus. But we live in a largely ignorant society. We have people in the rural setting who are not as learned or exposed to higher education as you and I. So it behoves on us not to let those lies persist Like Goebbels said, if you tell a lie 1,000 times without refutal, it starts sounding like the truth.
Let's take a few tweets because we have to close.
Semitokpe Ogunbode says, APC guys are always ahead of PDP strategists. Mr. Alake is saying the right thing. GMB is the man to lead us right. YK is saying that why did Obasanjo not see the light when he was ruling?
Chika Ibadu says, what are the actual reasons for the APC refusing to be part of the presidential debate? What question is Buhari scared of? Adiola O says, Alake will always be Alake that I know. Talking is the easiest thing in his life. Fantastic old man with brain. But please answer, why are you avoiding the debate?
Because we're all looking forward to this debate.
I'm really as perturbed as you are. And we had a serious debate, on this issue amongst ourselves. But I must tell you that nobody is scared of any debate.
Nobody.
Nobody at all. If you have had the privilege of speaking or interviewing General Buhari, you'll find him a very articulate, very, very coherent, very, very erudite personality, and his delivery flows, and he has his wits about him. And you see, when someone has gone through the crucibles in the military, from lieutenant, second lieutenant, up to generalship position and a head of state with all those political appointments to boot, he cannot be a mental pushover, and he's not. So we're not scared of any debate, but our major problem with the organizers of this debate is that we have concrete intelligence with us, showing that some of them are active, very active collaborators with PDP, engaging in PDP undercover activities. And we have this concrete intelligence. Some of them haven't been induced with tons of dollars to do so. So we are not about to open our eyes and walk into a trap. With compromised members of the organization.
Because I even watched that debate yesterday, and it was like, sorry, the vice presidential candidate for the PDP. He was like reading from, and I'm wondering,
prepared,
like a prepared debate.
Compromise.
It wasn't off his head.
And if tomorrow or today there's
totally
any sponsored debate that we perceive as independent, non-partisan, we're ready to go.
All right. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you being here. Thank you. Ladies, we had a good show this morning. Don't forget to watch a repeat broadcast of this program at 11:30 p.m. tonight. You can also watch previous episodes by going to YouTube/TV Entertainment and search for Your View. Don't forget, your vote is your right. Don't waste it. Use it wisely. Tomorrow, you have to watch this show because we have a special guest tomorrow. Stay with us. We'll be right back.